Hey guys, it's Christina here. So basically today's video, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and title, I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time that I almost died because of fire ants. So this is kind of like a story time, and it's kind of different from my channel. Bear with me if you're kind of like, what the heck is this, Christina? Basically, this all happened in 5th grade. 5th grade was fifth grade was the most amazing year of my life, but it was also had a great series of unfortunate events. How this all happened was, you guys know Keens, like you know the shoe Keens. My family, we're just a very outdoorsy family, so we have Keens, and yes, they are hideous shoes. I understand that, but they're very comfortable and they are just amazing shoes. I love them. So in 5th grade, I used to wear them to school back when I didn't really care about what I wore to school at all. So one day in 5th grade, I was wearing my Keens and we were playing outside, and outside in my school, like in the back of it, there's this like just sidewalk path, but it kind of goes downhill a little bit, and towards the edges of it is just like grass, you know? And then during recess, they brought out the little scooters, like you know those square scooters? Those were the best. Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever they brought these scooters out during recess, everyone would fight over these scooters. Me and my friends were all like near this hill, and there's only like one scooter, and there's like 5 of us. So we're taking turns going down the hill with the scooter. I'm wearing my Keens, no socks, anything like that, just like the shoes, sandals, my feet are very exposed. So I'm like, at one point, I finished sliding down the hill, I walk back up, I pass it to my friend, and I'm like standing in like the middle of the little pathway, the little sidewalk hill we were like sliding with the scooter on. So I'm just kind of standing there, and then I see that someone's sliding down the hill. So I like instantly step back off of the sidewalk to get out of the way to like, you know, not crash and like break my ankle or something. But unfortunately, when I step back onto, I am not exaggerating this, a 1-foot fire ant hill. How did the school not catch this? There's a 1-foot fire ant hill in a school with children. I think they just didn't notice it, but I stepped back onto this fire ant hill, and again, I'm wearing Keens, so my feet are exposed. And just thinking of this, my body is getting itchy. So I step back and I step into the fire ant hill, and instantly, like at first nothing happens, and then I suddenly out of nowhere just feel 1,000 bites on my feet. Like so many bites, and it hurts so badly. So after the person slid by past me, I step back onto the sidewalk, I start screaming, trying to pat them off, and then someone screams, "Take off your shoes, take off your shoes!" So I'm like, oh my god, that's a genius idea. So I take off my Keens, I like throw them, I slam them on the sidewalk. When I took off my Keens, you know the pattern of the Keens of where the holes are? Have you seen like those things where it's like never wear Crocs and go sun tanning, and like exactly where the holes of the Crocs are is like where you get tan? Like that was me, but with fire ants. Like exactly where the holes of the Keens were where all the bites were. And then like of course there were a few other bites because like they went into my shoe and like you know bit me, but like at first like that's where the bites were, and it was really bad. Anyway, so my other friends are like grabbing my Keens and slamming them on the sidewalk to get rid of all the ants. Meanwhile, I'm brushing off all the fire ants on my feet, and this is painful because like fire ants are painful, but for some reason my 5th grade mind was like, recess, let's just keep playing even though I got bitten. We keep playing, recess continues, and then it was like towards the end of recess, so we then go back inside to the classroom. In primary school, there's a rotation where one day is in English and then the other day is in your language. So my language is Spanish, so this day was all in Spanish. So I'm in Spanish class and I'm sitting there, and then I'm kind of like just sitting in class, and like a little bit into the class after recess, I start getting itchy like on my arm, and I'm like, what the heck, why am I itchy on my arm? I got bitten by the fire ants on my feet are itchy, not why are my arms itchy? I'm sitting in class and I start getting itchy on my arms and like my chest and like my face and my back and my butt. So I'm just sitting in my chair like bouncing like this because it hurts like a lot, like it's hurting a ton. So I'm just kind of sitting there bouncing, and I'm just like really itchy, and I start getting really red, and I kind of start getting a little swollen all over and start getting a bunch of bumps. So I'm like, I have no idea what this is. So I asked my teacher, like, can I go to the nurse's office? And she's like, yeah, sure, go to the nurse's office, like whatever, like I know that you got bitten by a bunch of fire ants. So I go to the nurse's office, and at the time we had just a really bad nurse. Like I don't know why, but this nurse kind of sucked. I'm not gonna say her name just for privacy, but she was not a very good nurse. Like she like failed many times with me. So I go to her and I'm like, I'm itching all over and I got bitten on my feet with fire ants. And she's like, oh, it's probably just like a minor rash, sweetie. Don't worry, sweetie, it's just a minor rash, not a big deal or anything. So she sends me off back to class. I'm sitting there, and again, I'm like getting itchy all over my body, and I start getting like really red and really bumpy, like on my arms, but I got bitten on my feet. Why are my arms bumpy and red? At the time, I did not know what that meant, and I just All I knew is that I was really itchy and it just hurt like all over, like the stinging that I felt on my feet from the fire ant bites, I felt it all over my body. I was itchy all over my body. I was red and bumpy, and on my face, I was kind of red and bumpy too. And it was just like everywhere, like literally everywhere. So I'm sitting in my chair, bouncing up and down, itching myself, and everyone's kind of like looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's going on? So then I again raise my hand and I go, can I go to the nurse's office? And she's like, again, you're missing more class. Like, you already came to class late because of your fire ant bites. And then you left the second time to go to the nurses. This is the third time. You're gonna miss a lot of class. Like, are you serious? And I'm like, I don't know. And I start crying because like it's hurting. Like, I'm not crying because like I'm sad. I'm crying because it hurts so much. So I'm sitting there crying like, it hurts so much. It's itching and I'm bumpy. And so she kind of like, it kind of like clicks in her head and she sees me and she's like, whoa, like actually go to the nurse's office. So I go into the nurse's office again. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It hasn't gone down. It hurts everywhere. I'm really bumpy and itchy and I don't know. So I tell the nurse like, I don't know what's going on. Like what the heck is happening? Like this hurts a lot. So I'm just sitting there freaking out in the most horrible pain all over my body. Like I just was stinging and it was horrible. So the nurse then, she proceeds to call my mom and she goes, is this Christina's mother, right? Yes. So earlier today during recess, Cristina stepped on a fire ant hill and she got bitten quite a few times, maybe about 100 times on her feet while she was wearing her Keens. And so she's come to me and she's starting to get bumps on her arms and on her neck and all over her body, even though she only got bitten on her feet. That to me sounds like hives, like an allergic reaction. That's what I'm thinking too, but I mean, you're the mom, so what do you think? You're the nurse and you're the trained professional at the school. Because like at this point, my mom's pretty annoyed because, you know, obviously if I'm getting bitten on my feet, I'm getting itchy on my arm, I'm having an allergic reaction. You are the trained professional here. What do you think is going on in this situation? I think she is having an allergic reaction. I think you're right. But that means I'd have to give her an EpiPen. And I heard that those hurt a lot. If the EpiPen will save her life, then I think you should use the EpiPen. So I trust you to do whatever you think is right to save my child's life, and I will listen to whatever you say. Okay, I'm gonna give her EpiPen, I'll meet you at the hospital. Boom. So of course, like, you should have known this from the beginning, but of course it took my mom. She's done a bunch of first aid safety and she just knows, for some reason my mom knows everything. So luckily she just knew this stuff, but if it weren't for my mom, I could be dead. An allergic reaction, your whole body swells up and gets bumpy and itchy, and like the venom, like the venom goes through all your body, so you feel the pain everywhere, and the inflammation eventually closes down your throat so you can't breathe. And then she finally she snaps into it. She's like finally like a nurse or something. So she takes me to the front of the school. She calls 911. The ambulance is on its way. Another nurse meets me there along with the principal of our school who's also there, which was kind of awkward because I was crying there and he was just sitting there comforting me. Awkward. Other nurse, she like starts to hold my hand and she's like, everything's gonna be okay. Gets the EpiPen. They don't stab it into my thigh, but they put it into my thigh, inject it. Instantly upon injecting it, my swelling and inflammation, everything started going down and I just felt fantastic. Like I had this adrenaline rush, even though she said the EpiPen might hurt her. It did not hurt me at all because I had so much pain all over my body. I didn't even feel the EpiPen. At this point, I'm sitting at the front of the school waiting as I'm starting to feel a little better, but I'm still like in pain. And then I hear the ambulance coming, like a different grade was at recess, and they were like looking through the fences like, what's going on? The ambulance is here, what? So I get into the ambulance, they like strap me down on a stretcher, which was so cool. It was like really weird though. And the nurse is crying. So I make it to the hospital, I get there, my mom's waiting for me. She sees me, she's of course for leave. I mean, like at this point, like I'm basically almost better. But they put me into this emergency room or something. They give me some medicine that will supposedly help with something. I take the medicine and then I instantly throw up like all over the bed. It was just disgusting. Luckily they had like a mat on me. The people in the hospital were like, oh shoot, we forgot. If you take this on an empty stomach, you throw up. Are you on an empty stomach? And I'm like, yeah, like recess was before lunch. Like I'm skipping lunch right now to be here. So they gave me some crackers, which were disgusting. Like those really gross graham crackers, and they gave me like a little thing of orange juice, and I don't like orange juice. I drink and eat it. They give me the medicine again. I'm fine. I don't throw up this time. They give me a prescription that I'll need to take for like the following month. I don't know what it was for at all. So that is the time that I almost died because of fire ants. To this day, anyway, so I got an allergy test done then like 1 or 2 years ago, which is like 5 years after the incident or something. Turns out I am allergic to fire ants, but my assumption is because before then, whenever I got bitten by fire ants, I wouldn't have any big reaction. So my assumption is I got bitten so many times by those fire ants that I became allergic to them. To this day, I am now technically allergic to fire ants because of this incident that happened in 5th grade. So that is the end of my video, guys. Now that we're finally at the end of the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, you know. Also subscribe down below and click the bell after you've subscribed. And my Instagram and Snapchat and my Depop are all linked down below, so you can go follow me and add me on there and possibly go by my Depop shop and buy a few things. Peace out.